How's it going?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much.
Appreciate you being on and taking the time doing this interview. So we'll go ahead and get started. How did you get started as a wrestler?
As a wrestler, I got started when I started watching when I want to say 6 or 7. And I was just randomly channel surfing one night and Raw came up on TV. And I was like, it just immediately zoned into it. I was like, this is amazing. And then I started watching SmackDown, Raw, and then ultimately TNA and NXT and all these other things that came up. And from the time I was like 10, I was just like, this is what I want to do. I don't see myself doing anything else. Whenever anyone, is like, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to be a wrestler.
So,
And
uh,
I found out I want to say about a couple months before I actually started training that Go Wrestle was actually in Daytona, Florida. Like, there was an actual training to it. Like, there was no way I wasn't going to do it.
so with the training process, how did that go for you? How did you feel about it when you got started learning the fundamentals and stuff?
It is a complete 360 from the life that you know as just a fan. You get all of this in-depth knowledge, especially from my trainer. His name is Kyle Blizzard. He actually is the main trainer of Go Wrestle, and he is the one who has trained me more than anyone else. And it's this fundamental, you just immerse yourself into this different culture, and you understand things that you may not have understood as just a fan, or you wouldn't necessarily go as in depth with. You would just see the entertainment aspect of it. But when you actually start training, you see how it really is just truly one big art form, and we are entertain. We're not just athletes. We're entertainers. We're storytellers, and it's just a completely different side of the world that we know as wrestling.
True, true, true. So, I've gotten to interview a lot of women wrestlers throughout the years, and they've told me their experience training. Some were like the only female of the bunch. Some had other women join alongside. When you got started training, were you like the only female at the time? Were there multiple women? Like, what was that like?
When I first started training, there was another girl. She just wasn't there as often due to having work and, priorities, not like priorities, but like work and other obligations and things like that in order to get the money that she needed in order to be able to train. So at the time, I was the only girl that was regular. And then about 3 or 4 months, I want to say, that girl was finally able to start coming again. So it was me and her. And then we had a third girl join about 2 or 3 months after that. And then it was us three and a couple guys. And as of recent, it's literally been us. There's 4 girls, and that's it. Like, it's just us girls. We have officially taken over the training. There's one guy that comes every now and then. But other than that, it's just us 4 girls, taking over.
Now that is a first that I know of, having more women than a male. Hopefully, I wasn't too hard on the guy. I'm just saying, like that's a that's a mismatch right there. So but shout out to all the wrestlers, to the trainers out there that's doing their thing. So you are part of a company called Go Wrestle. Talk a little bit about the company and how's it feel for you to be a part of it.
Oh, man, Go Wrestle. This was the promotion that is literally in my backyard, and I did not know about it until almost a year after it started. I was just scrolling through Facebook one day, and I see this ad come up for Go Wrestle weekly shows, and I was like, at the time it was bi-weekly, but I see this ad, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. Where is that at? Sunshine Park Mall, South Daytona, Florida. I live in Daytona, Florida. I am 10 minutes away from that mall, and I did not know it. Now, currently, we are actually we left the mall. We are down on Orange Avenue here in Daytona. We're, like, right in the center of Daytona Beach now. But at that time, I was like, dude, that is 10 minutes from my house. Why am I not at those shows? So I got in contact with Kyle, and I was like, hey, you know, what time's the show? What are the prices, all that? And I went to my first show, and I remember looking at my mom and being like, I need to come back. There's no way I can't not come back. This is absolutely incredible. Just the talent that Go Wrestle produces, the atmosphere, the talent, just the show is unlike anything that I'd been to before that. And when I finally started training about 7 months after I started going to the shows. I started going to the shows in February of 2016, I'm sorry. And I started training in August of 2016. And ever since then, Go Wrestle is it's what I know. It's my home. We just hit our 3-year anniversary. We're going on 109 shows this Friday. You know, who else in the state of Florida can say that they've done 109 shows in 3 years, you know, and are also a full-time school.
That is awesome, especially, you know, back then, 10-minute drive. I think a lot of people would have loved to be 10 minutes from home rather than travel half an hour to an hour, if not longer. So that was cool that at least you got a chance to save some gas at that time. So with Go Wrestle having the milestone 3 years, do you have any favorite moments that stood out to you?
One of my favorite moments, do you want like as a fan or as a worker?
As a worker.
As a worker, I'd probably say my first match. January 11th, 2019 was my first match on our show. And every time I go back and I watch it, I get goosebumps. I'm like, I think about, you know, where I've been training for going on 2 years now. And to think that I'm working shows. I've gone to Go Wrestle. I've been to Orlando, and I'm going to Tampa for the third time in June. It's like every time I just look back at it, I get goosebumps. That is definitely by far one of my favorite moments.
So, as far as, you know, with Go Wrestle, what else do you have in store in the coming weeks and months, upcoming shows that fans out there need to keep an eye on?
I would say just at our 110 episode, we have Rob Terry coming in. So that should be definitely something to look forward to. Not this Friday, but next Friday he's coming in. And I would say just come back every week. It's these amazing rivalries and everything. Just immerse yourself into the rivalries. We always try to have our fans leave with that question of what's going to happen next week. You got to come and find out because you never know what could happen.
Former Impact Wrestling star Rob Terry coming at you. So go check that show out. Go check out all the shows. Support your local indie wrestling shows out there. Show your support.
We do have our own website as well.
And where can people go for that? What's the link?
GoWrestle.com. It is $5.99 a month with a 10-day free trial. You can catch all of our 108 past shows and every other show from 1/9 to the rest of eternity. And there's over 200 hours of Go Wrestle on there from episode 1 to what's going to happen this Friday to the rest of the time we run. It's $5.99 a month with a 10-day free trial.
That's a nice deal right there. $5.99 is far better than $9.99. I'm just saying. $4 less a year. That's a good deal if you ask me. So who are some wrestlers out there, whether it's indie or whether it's pro, that you would like to have matches up against one day?
One of my dream opponents that I would love to work with it will always be Becky Lynch. 100%. My gimmick that I currently have right now, which is an Irish Warrior gimmick, I actually did based off of her in NXT. And she has always been one woman that I definitely love to watch. I love to study her. And she would definitely be on my list of women that I would love to have a match against. Also, Mickie James.
I do love me some Mickie James. I ain't gonna lie. She's still going after all these years. Just an incredible competitor, an incredible Hall of Fame caliber career for sure. I do want to talk about the man, Becky Lynch. She has had quite a 2019. She's had a very good second half of 2018. Which kind of led to a historic night at WrestleMania, being in the main event, in the first ever women's main event. And she just continues to get the momentum right now. She was Becky 2 belts, and now she's just currently the Raw Women's Champion. Being that, a fellow Irish woman, what's it like just to see Becky evolve into who she is today?
It's incredible. It definitely gives me hope for what I do hope to become. I definitely do hope to follow in her footsteps and just evolve as much as she has. Watching her from her very first days in NXT up until now, her 2-belt reign and everything, it's just, she is embodying what I truly hope to be in wrestling someday.
So for people that wants to keep in touch with you and your upcoming matches and stuff, where can people go to on social media?
My Instagram is Cathleen it's CATHLEENOSHEA, and then so Cathleen O'Shea .go wrestle is my Instagram. And then my Facebook is Cathleen, also with a C, O'Shea.
Well, Miss O'Shea, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time. Continued success. Everybody can go to GoWrestle.com. That's GoWrestle.com for more details on the company. And, go and get on board with their monthly sale, $5.99 a month, 10-day free trial. You can watch all the 108 previous episodes and show your support to the company. Thank you so much for your time. Continued success, and I appreciate having you on.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to one again in the future. And if you're going to go somewhere, come feel the luck at Go Wrestle. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you everyone for listening. This will conclude the interview. Don't forget that Triple Threat Wrestling Radio is on Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. at tmvcafe.com and the TuneIn app. Search TMV Cafe. For Kathleen, I am Kenny Cummings signing out. You all enjoy the rest of your day or evening.